So I have declared B variable over B. We are assigned as A into A again using B here. So now we'll compile this. So what happens here? Compiled with 0 errors. Okay. So now how to execute here? So we'll go with the first one. So when we are going to execute the procedure A, so what will be the output for us actually? Suppose you're passing one value like 5. Okay, I'm passing the value like 5. What will be the output for me?
25.
25. Okay, so coming into the next one. So for the next one, procedure 2. So we executed in this select statement. So we are getting the output as standard. So where I'm using std. So where we are using the standard. When you are compiling, when you are executing this particular procedure 2, we should get the output as standard over here. So coming into the third procedure. Under the third procedure, so where we are using the looping statements here, right? Under cursor. So if I'm going to execute procedure 3, I will get the output like entire e-name and salary, whatever I have in my EMP table over here. That means 14 records I should get here. Okay. So coming into the function. So function F1, if I'm passing a value for 2 here, for A I'm passing 2, what will be the output for me here?
2.
Return 2. Okay. So again coming into the third one, function F2 over here. So where I want to find the count for a particular table name I mentioned like P1 underscore headers all. So where I'm getting the count like 23,966. When I'm executing this procedure function F2, I should get this count here, right? So how to execute now? I'm having 5 programs, 5 under my package. So how I am going to call the package here? First, I'm going to execute. How we can execute now?
PK underscore 1
1 dot PQ underscore PK underscore 1 dot P1 the procedure 1 only.
procedure
So only procedure
dot
1 there we are having the in parameters over here. So where we are having the parameters, right? So A you are treating as an in parameter. So you need to enter the value. So as I told, I'm entering the value as 5. So execute this. So obviously you will get the output as 25 here, right? So coming into next, I'm calling my next next procedure under my package. So execute. So each and every time you're going to execute individually. So package name dot procedure, it is P2. So under the P2, I didn't declare any parameters over here. I don't have any parameters actually. Okay, so execute procedure name dot package name dot procedure name. Sorry, every time I'm telling procedure, it's the package name dot procedure name. Okay. So again, you will see the output. So you'll get the output as standard here. Again, coming into the next one. So again, next one it is execute pk underscore 1 dot procedure 3. Again, execute this. So you will get the output. So what will be the output here? So where we use the looping statements. So ename as well as the salary over here. Again, coming into next one, next function here. So it is, so when I'm using the function, so we are using the select statement over here. So select pk underscore 1 dot f1 the procedure function name. So where I used as a parameter over here. So where I'm for a value I'm giving 2 here. So after this it is usually how we will execute procedure, how we will call the function here. In function, how we will from dual. So just use from dual over here. So you will get the output as 2. So return, what is the return? Return it is 2 here. Return A you are passing as 2. So obviously you are getting the return as 2 here. So coming into the next one. So select pk underscore 1 dot f2. So what happens here? We want to find the count here. So where I didn't use any parameters over here. So it is pk underscore 1 dot f2 from dual. That's all. So execute this. So you are getting the output. So what is the output here? 23,968. Right? So this is how we create the package. So under package, we are creating multiple procedures and multiple functions. So we are executing individually according to our requirement. So first we created the package spec here. In the package spec, what happens? You're defining what all the procedures, how many procedures you are going to use, how many function you are going to use. For that procedure and function, you are using here directly. You are using in your package body here. So you cannot define here. You cannot extend the procedure here. You're going to implement only through this package body here. So any doubts in this? Do you have any doubts
Can
in
we
this?
execute combinedly, ma'am?
Can we
Execute combinedly.
combine me all together?
Yes, ma'am.
All together it is not possible. Individual only we can use. Individual only we will get the output. All together we cannot able to get.
Execute pk underscore one
Execute
dot p1 dot p2
like that you want to use this. You want to use
dot p3. Yes.
dot p2 dot p3. What happens here? No function with name P1 exists in the scope. So each and every program we are calling individual only, the whether it can be a procedure or a function, but you are creating under one package. Under package you are creating, but you are calling individually. We cannot able to use here. Suppose you want to use here, you are mentioning okay in place of full stop, you are giving this comma here. So you just see. So what happens here? It shows us when expecting one, encounter the simple when expecting one of the following here. Right? Any doubts in this? Individual only we need to execute. Any doubts in this? So this is how we use the package here.
Ma'am,
Yes.
like first we have to compile the sheet one, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
first
this
you
one.
want to compile this package spec. This is a package spec. Okay, without compiling the package spec, you cannot use the package body. It will throw an error. So first you need to create the package spec over here. Under the package spec, you're going to define whether you're going to use you're going to, how many procedures you are going to use, how many functions you are going to use, you're going to define here. According to that only you are going to use in this package body.
Again, after package spec, again we have to compile the whole
Yeah,
and
after,
we have to execute individual, right?
yeah, first you're going to, first step where you're going to compile your package spec. Okay, after that you're going to create the package body over there. So once your package spec is compiled, then only we can go and compile the package body. So once your package body is compiled, then only you can execute. Most of the cases we will create the package spec over there, but package body will not be compiled. So it will show some errors into it. Minute error, it will show some minute error.
Ma'am, one more doubt. If you want to add one more procedure or something like in package spec, we can.
You want to add one more procedure in the package spec. So I showed
After
you
compile.
after compiling this package, after see now we are going to add one procedure 4 over there. Okay, so I didn't use in my package spec. I didn't use in my package spec over here. So in the
Yes, ma'am.
package body, I am going to declare one more procedure over there. It will be compiled. It will be compiled, but while executing, it will not give you any output. It will throw an error. So that also we observed, right? Suppose you are creating. So I'll create with the same thing. I'll create like procedure 4 over here. Okay. I'm adding.
Ma'am, screen is not visible, ma'am.
It is not visible. Now it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this, you can able to see in the package body, I'm having procedure 1, procedure 2, procedure 3. Okay. I'm copying this procedure 1. Just a second. Got hang. Just observe here in the package spec, I don't have anything like procedure P4 over here. Okay. In the package body, I'm giving the same program here. I'm copying the same program here. I'm changing the name as procedure 4. I'm changing the name as procedure 4 over here. Okay. So here also I'll change the name as procedure 4. So obviously what happens now? It will compile. So it will be compiled. But while executing, so execute package name dot procedure P4. Okay, execute this. You will find an error like P4 must be declared. Without declaring P4, P4 means it is a procedure you didn't use in your package spec, but you are using directly in your package body over there. In that case, it will not allow us to compile. It will not give us any output. It will throw an error. So whatever you're using, whatever you're defining, whatever you're declaring in the package spec, then only we can able to use in your package body here, right? Any doubts here? Any other doubts? Suppose you're creating package spec with procedure P4. Okay. Now I'm compiling this. It has been compiled. So again, I'm compiling my package body here. P4 is declared in package spec, must be defined in package body. Is throwing an error. Subprogram or cursor P4 is declared in package spec, must be declared in package body. So why we declared in package body, right? Why is throwing an error?
Let's open the package.
This one?
Package set.
Package body you want.
Parameter.
Package body.
Package set. No, ma'am, package.
Package spec or package body? This is package body. Under this, individually.
Package set.
Package spec.
Before add
It's
a
a
pay number.
parameter.
Yeah.
I also observed. So where we use a parameter, like same parameter only will give. A name itself will give. Okay. So you can see the difference, right? Whatever we are using there, that we need to declare here. Without declaring in the package spec, even a single error also it will throw like this only, like compiled with 0 error. So in real time, we'll be finding these types of errors down, whatever I got now. Control enter. So now you can able to see it has been compiled. Okay. So after compiling, I'm executing the procedure P4 under my package over here. So where I'm entering the value like 4, I'm entering the value. So what will be the output for me? Obviously it is 4 into 4. Obviously the output is 16 here. 4 into 4, right? So whatever we are using, if you're going to define a cursor, the upcoming examples we'll be using cursors also. We define the cursors also here. So in this example, in package spec, we define only procedure and functions. Without declaring the procedure in package spec, we cannot use it in the package body over there, right? So how we are executing? So where we are calling the package along with the procedure, or package along with the function. So this is how we are going to execute. Any doubts in this again? Anybody having any doubts here? It's clear, right? So if you don't, if
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
having, yes.
Ma'am, small doubt, ma'am. We have created one procedure or function in package spec.
Yeah, we are creating procedure. Yeah, we created in the procedure spec, we created procedure.
One procedure.
Package spec.
Is it mandatory in package body also or optional, ma'am?
Whatever you are creating, whatever you are using here, that we should use there. That means you are asking whether to use this procedure. You declared, you while creating the package spec, you created with this procedure P1 at
Like,
PA. You created.
like we created procedure P2, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, in package spec. In
Okay.
package body, is it mandatory or we can, it
To
is
use
optional?
it. To use it. You want to use, if you want to use the package, or if you don't want to use under package, you created this procedure. Under package body, if
Okay.
you want to use this procedure or not. This is your question, right?
I don't want to use the procedure P2.
You don't want to use the procedure P2 over here. Okay. So I did this procedure P2 over here. Okay. So now I am going to execute. So you just observe with this. So execute this. So what happens here? Subprogram or cursor P2 is declared in package spec and must be defined in package body. So as I told, whatever you are defining in your package spec, it should be used in your package
It
body.
should be in package body. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Got it.
Okay. So it is clear, right? With this example, so we'll go with the next example. Next is a big lengthy example only. So you will go with this. So in this, you can able to see we are creating one package spec over here with three procedures. With the procedures, we are not using any parameters over here, right? So in function also no parameters. So three procedures and two function. Okay. So after that, what happens? We are creating one table. I create table EMP 200 has select staff from EMP where 1 is equals to 2. So what happens when 1 is equals to 2?
It will give only column names.
Column names. It is going only the column names over here, right? So where it is going to give you the only the structure of the table. So where it is only the column names. So after that, what happens? Using this alter command. So alter comes under which type of command here? Whether it is DDL, DML or TCL, what type of components it is? Alter.
DDL.
DDL. Full form of DDL?
Data definition.
Data definition language over here, right? So under data definition language, we are using the alter command. So why we are using here is where we are going to add one column here. So what do you mean by this column? Creation date, created by, last update date. What do we call this
Whose
column?
column?
Who columns. We call it as the who columns over here, right? So where we are creating the who column. So why we are creating the who columns? Why we are creating this who columns here? So to know who has been updated lastly, who has been done, who have been made any changes into the table over there, right? So that while creating a table itself, we are creating. So in our EMP table, we don't have any who column. So in this, we are adding the columns, 5 columns, the who columns over here, right? So after that, what happens? We are creating the package body over here. Create or replace package body with the same name. Okay. So what happens here? You're going to expand the procedure. So what is the procedure here? First we're going to give the example like procedure P1, cursor P1, execute. Okay. So under procedure, we are using procedure P1, we are using the cursor. So as we told previously, we fetched the records for the E name and the salary over here. So same thing, we are using the same steps over here. So cursor C1 is select staff from EMP table. I variable you're defining, EMP percentage row type, begin, open C1, loop, set C1 into I, exit when C1 not found, C1 percentage not found, I dot employee number, I dot e name, and I dot sal. So you will get three column outputs: employee number, e name, and salary. So where you'll get 14 records over here for the first procedure. So coming into the second procedure. The second procedure, what happens here? We are taking from two tables. One is from our EMP table, another from our department table over here. Okay. So where we are defining through cursor. So where we are using two cursors and we are taking from two tables over here, two different tables. So begin DBMS output. First we are telling like it is a EMP program, details program start over here. Again, So where we are using the for loop. So whenever we are using the for loop, so what is the steps we are eliminating?
We do not need to declare the variable.
We did not declare the variable here, or we are not using open, fetch, close.
Open on
Open,
that also.
fetch, close, yes. So 4 steps, as you told, declare also. But if your requirement is you are going to declare a variable over here, we can use. So here we are declaring the cursor here. Okay, through cursor only we are using in our for loop. So for I in C1, so loop DBMS output is I dot employee number, I dot ename, I dot sal, end loop. So this end loop is only we are used only for the first cursor, that is the cursor one, that is for the EMP. So coming into the next one, department table. So from the department table, we are having 4 records. So we are using for J in C2, J is the index variable. Again, we will get 4 records over here, like department number, D name, and the location. Again, end loop. DBMS output is department details, program ended, not start, it is ended. Okay, so again E2, end P2. The procedure P2 has been ended. So coming into the third one. Under the third one, so what happens in this third one? You just observe and tell me. We are given the program, everything. So what type of output we will get now? When I'm going to execute this procedure P3. So just observe and tell me. In real time, when you're going to work, right, starting itself, they'll not give you any requirement to create a procedure or to create a function. They will give you first a package. First, they tell you to observe what type of output you will get while we are executing this. So many of my friends coming across this where they are observing what is the package, what are under the package, how many procedures are declared, how many functions they have been declared, and they are observing what type of output, whether they have used aggregate functions over here. So like that, first they will give you the package, uh, package spec and package body. They will ask you to whatever you understood, they tell you to write, they tell you to make one Excel or make one Word format. They will tell you to submit the document. So just observe what you understood in this procedure P3, what will be the output for us while executing this.
It can
So
give output 14.
If it will insert the data to EMP 200 from the EMP table, whatever the records
From
in
the
EMP.
EMP table, it will update. So what happens here? So why we are using this fnd global.user ID here? Why we are using this fnd underscore global.user underscore ID? So in our EMP table, we are having only 8 columns. Why we are using this? We are having only columns up to department number in our EMP table here. So these 5 columns are extra columns for us. So what are the extra columns? So previously, I think in procedure we came across one example over there, right? So where we added some records into the table over there. So what happens? Whenever you're using this creation date, it is this date. So whenever you're using this created by, so where we are using this fnd underscore global. Fnd means it is a foundation table, right? So it is going to work on the server side. So what is the server side? We want to find out who created, which user has been created, right? So that we are using for this created by, you are going to add this. For this created by, it is fnd underscore global dot user underscore id. Again, last update date. So last update date, obviously it is the sysdate. So last updated by, who updated, which user updated. So where we are using this fnd underscore global dot user underscore id. Again, last update login. So fnd underscore global dot user id. When we are using this fnd global dot user underscore id, it is going to work on the server side. So same way we came across fnd underscore profile. That means it is going to work on your client side, right? So obviously you will get all the records over here from my EMP table into the new table over here. So how we are getting the record here? So why we are declaring one variable like LV underscore count here? So usually we will declare cursor C1 is select star from EMP table, and we will use it like for I in C1. Here we are using, you can able to see we are using the cursor here in the, we are using the for loop in the cursor here. So for I in C1 you are using directly. So usually we will declare I here, that we will use, right? So why we are using this LV underscore count here?
It will count how many times it is executed.
How many times it is executed here, or it will give you entire the count. Suppose the count it is 14.
Yeah, ma'am, 14.
14. So what happens now? We are given one DBMS output also here, like total count is LV underscore count here. So whether after adding all the records, whatever records has been added into the table, okay, from my base table into the new table, how many records has been inserted? So it is going to give you the count. For this count only, we declared one variable. So LV underscore count. So where you are assigning like count is equals to 0 here. Okay. So again, for that count, what happens? We are assigning LV underscore count plus 1. So 1 plus 1 plus record. It is keep on inserting all the records, whatever we are having in our EMP table over here, so that we are using the condition. So how we are using, how we are assigning here, LV underscore count plus 1. Right? So we will obviously, after inserting all the records into my new table, what is the count? So obviously it is 14. The count is 14. So this is only procedure P3. So coming into the function. So under the function, what happens here? Under the function F1, we are using the aggregate function like count star. So where for a particular department number 30, we want to find the count over here. So usually you will declare one variable for the count star. So here also LV underscore count. Again, select LV underscore count star into LV underscore count here from EMP table, where department number is equals to 30. Again, return LV underscore count. So what will be the count here? Suppose it is 5, it is going to return you the count as 5 here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? If we are having the count as 5, it is going to give you the count as 5 over here. Return LV underscore count. So LV underscore count, obviously it is the count star over here. It is going to give you 5. Suppose you are giving, instead of LV underscore count, you are entering as 0. What will be the output for us?
0, ma'am.
0 only. Return. Always a function will return. So what it should return? You are mentioned 0. It will return 0 only. So here you mentioned count. In that case, it is going to give you the count here. So coming into the next function, like F2. Again, what happens in this particularly? We are through function, we are using the select statement over here. We are going to find out what is the employee number. Sorry, what is the e name when we are passing, when we are writing the where condition for a particular employee number is equals to 7839. So how we are using here is function F2 return varchar2. Okay. Is, so where we are declaring one variable LV underscore e name varchar2 20 your begin, select e name into LV underscore e name from EMP table, where EMP number is equals to 7839. Return LV underscore e name. So what happens here when we are, whenever it is fetching the select statement according to the condition, it is going to return. So obviously it will going to give you the return as the e name. So what is the e name? It is king here. The e name it is king, right? So this is a big package here. So we'll execute. So after compiling your procedure spec and after compiling your procedure body, you are going to execute. So execute procedure 1, procedure 2, procedure 3. After that, what happens? We are selecting the table, whether we are going to find out whether after executing the procedure P3, all the records has been inserted into the particular table or not. We are going to find this, right? So you will execute this. Any doubts in this? Just a second, got hand. So whenever you are creating a package using two sheets, okay, one is for the procedure package spec, another one is for the package body, right? Now I'm creating in one particular sheet itself. Okay, so compile this. So create a table. The table has been created. Again, alter the table. Again, check the table. Select stars from EMP 200. So you can able to find the columns over here along with your EMP table. You can able to find this two columns here. Okay. So after that, you are going to compile your procedure package body. So it is a lengthy one. Up to this, compile it. It has been compiled with 0 error. So execute pk1.p1. So you will get the output here as. So it is the employee number, e-name, and a salary over here. Okay, according to our requirement. So next, the next one, it is the what happens if we are going to get two set outputs. One is for the employee EMP table and department table over here. Just a second. Execute this. So you will get two table records over here. One is from your EMP table, another one is for your department table over here. So coming into the third procedure. Third procedure only, we are going to add the records whatever we are having in our EMP table over here. So through package and through procedure, we are using this. Again, first select the table. So what happens in this case here, you can able to find it. So all the records, whatever we are having in our EMP table, we can able to find the same records here into your new table along with the who columns over here. So with the who columns, when the creation date, created by, last update date, and last update by, last login over here, right? So when you're going to select, so you can able to find the total count. So how many rows has been added? So the count it is 14 here, right? So coming into the next one. So next it is function. So you'll be going to return as 6 over here. So the number of employees who are working in the department number 30, it is 6. So coming into the next one, executing the next one. So where you are getting the output here as king, the e-name. So here you mention select e-name into LV underscore e-name from EMP table where employee number is equal to 7839 and return. What is the return? It should be the e-name. So obviously we are getting the output as king here, right? Any doubts in this? Anybody having any doubts here? So just go through with the notes. So tomorrow we will continue, right? Okay, bye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.